Hello, YouTube. Today we are going over Mozenator Prime 2.0, our update to our Mozenator Prime build, which originally was done right around the time that Arms Race came out. So with that, the main idea behind the build was taking advantage of the Boogeyman, and but honestly, that's about all that really that build was about, was just taking advantage of the Boogeyman, because that was a lot of fun when it first came out. So this is an update to that particular build. So, like I said, the main idea behind it is using the Boogeyman. Now with that, I mainly like to use consecutive hits because you don't actually really need to reload the Boogeyman with Moze. So just consistently having your gun going off and dealing consistent damage, throwing your grenades up to make sure that's being procced so you're consistently getting everything stacked, does a lot of overall damage, especially after you've started to ramp it up to max damage. With the Old God, you can make sure you are element matching so that you can get the most out of that. If you prefer to have a higher capacity shield, instead of adding the damage from the Old God to whatever element matching you're doing, the Madcap is a wonderful high capacity shield to use, and using the on shield break anoint with that can add some extra damage to your shots. Now with the grenade, honestly, whatever grenade you really want to use on here is going to be fine. Just make sure you're using the on grenade throw or OGT anoint so that you get the extra damage, 25% for 6 seconds anytime you throw a grenade. The other thing there is you do want to make sure you're using a high hit grenade like the Hex or the CMT so that you can get the most out of your Vampire and skill tree. Because we are using just the Boogeyman for this build, the Flat Off Company Man is going to give you some great damage return. Now you can get pretty much any passive you really want on there. The area of effect damage is going to be great, especially for when the skulls go off, so you can get some extra damage from the splash from the skulls. However, the other two passives are not entirely important. I just found that the corrosive and radiation damage, just giving a little bit more to that corrosive and radiation, was really nice. As far as class comms go, you can mix and match here and there if you want to go Green Monster instead of Blastmaster, if you want to go Minesweeper. Pretty much anything you really find there is going to be a great overall for this build. However, I just found that because we're not really reloading, the extra splash damage that the Blastmaster gives us was just a lot of fun. Now, as far as skill tree goes, in Blue Tree we are going 5 out of 5 in Fire on the Skag Skin, so that anytime we deal splash damage, we get extra incendiary damage. 3 in Deadlines for the extra uptime for Cub. 3 in Means of Destruction for the extra splash damage. Giving a ammo chance and grenade chance anytime we deal that splash damage. 5 in Toward Cross Promotion so that we get extra splash damage and splash damage radius. 5 in Stainless Steel Bear for the fuel, armor, and damage increase for Iron Cub. 3 in Pull the Holy Pins with our 3 from our class mod, which is bringing us up to a 60% chance for our grenades to deal critical damage. 1 in Vampire, which is actually going to be from our class mod, which is allowing our grenades to give us health regeneration whenever it deals a hit. 1 in To the Blast, so that we can throw grenades and fight for your life. And 1 in Short Fuse, so that whenever we are dealing gun damage, there's a chance for a secondary explosion. 1 in Security Bear for the damage reduction for Iron Cub. 5 in Armored Infantry for the extra gun damage. 5 in Drowning in the Brass for the extra gun damage. 1 in Experimental Munitions for the bonus incendiary damage. 1 in Daka Bear for the increase for Iron Cub damage. 5 in Cloud of Lead for the bonus incendiary damage. 5 in Match Set, because we are using all Boogeymans, we are matching manufacturers, meaning we get an increase of 10% for our magazine size. 3 in Stoke the Ember for the increase in incendiary damage. 1 in Redistribution, and with our 1 from our class mod, we are getting 10% of our magazine as an ammo regeneration whenever we deal a critical hit. And again, because we're picking up Blue Tree, we are picking up Pull the Holy Pin with 60% chance for our grenades to proc, We can get a lot of critical hits off, giving us a lot of ammo regeneration just from this alone. 1 in Scrappy for the extra weapon damage, 1 in Russian Offensive for the extra lifesteal while we are sprinting and shooting, 5 in Scorching RPMs for the extra fire rate and critical hit damage, and 1 in Specialist Bear for the Iron Cup damage. Now, as always with Iron Cub, I do like to pick up Capacitive Armatures, just because it does some pretty crazy things with Iron Cub. In Purple Tree, we are picking up 3 in Big Surplus, so that anytime Iron Cub is down, we do get increased incendiary damage, 3 in Really Big Guns for the extra Iron Cub damage, 2 in Biofuel for the uptime for Iron Cub, and 1 in Explosive Fury for the extra chance for a status effect. Now, as always with my builds, I like to point out that I do have all of the Guardian Rate perks unlocked, so if you don't have a Hollow Point and you don't have Groundbreaker, you are going to see a difference in your damage, just because when those go off, they do some pretty crazy damage. So with that, guys, let's get into the mobbing and bossing for this build, and we will see you on the other side. Alright guys, that has been the showcase for this build. If you are on PC and you would like a file, there will be a link to the Discord down below so that you can pick up the save file on Discord in the save files section and give this build a run yourself. If there's anything you'd like to see before Wonderlands comes out, ask in the comments down below. I'd be more than happy to take a look. Or if there's any questions you have about any of these builds or any builds I've done before, I'd be more than happy to get those answered. Don't forget to give a like on this video. It really helps the channel out and helps us push more content out to help the community out. That, guys, have been your local sassy SwinLaw. Stay classy, Pandora.